the word purpose, understand everybody have one, rather you know it and not. You have been born with a purpose. And one of the things that I found out about purpose, I found some new things out about purpose. And I found some old things that became new all over again about this word we call purpose. Purpose is something that you did not give yourself. Purpose is something you did not have to earn. Purpose is none other than the first step of sanctification. And that is that it's been given unto you before you even knew you were born with it. You have purpose that is upon your life, that takes charge of your life, and has dominion over your life, even when you want to give your own life up. Purpose is something that would give you hope and strength in the midst of anything that you go through, that would allow you to say, despite of this, I'm still going to stand. Purpose is something I've discovered as I begin to look into the Bible and I begin to look into some of the dictionary. They said here that purpose is the object toward, and I've noted this because I didn't want to forget, is the object toward which one strives for something, and or for which something exists. And one of the things I want you to understand is that it's purpose that would give you your very existence. When you feel you have low self-esteem, when you feel that you have low self-confidence, to some degree, existence raised the bar of whatever it is that's low in your life and remind you of the purpose that you're still trying to learn and figure out while you're on this journey we call Christian life. Now, I want you to understand and realize, people of God, that purpose is different from your call. Because a lot of times people think that my calling is my purpose. But your calling is not your purpose. Your calling is your vehicle that takes you through the trenches of every opposition that you're going to face on the way into your purpose. In other words, you must understand that the calling that God has upon your life is your passport on the way into your purpose. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I have a passport. Which simply means I have a calling. Yeah, I have a calling. I have a calling. The calling is my passport. God help me. I'm on the way into my purpose. Don't you get it twisted because of the fact that you've been called to something that you think that you've arrived. Amen. That's right. Because 9 times out of 10, people think that because I'm called to something, all of a sudden now I'm into what God has called me to be. But I've come to serve notice today that your purpose is not the same of the thing that you call your calling. I noted here that God, if you look at this and you look at what the things that I've been doing here, even on the Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, if you will, notice that God called me to preach. And I want you to understand and realize that although that I'm called to preach, this is not my purpose. I want you to know that if there is a difference between my purpose and my calling, then there must be a difference between my calling and what I'm chosen to do. Because there is a difference. You must understand and realize, ladies and gentlemen, that your purpose is not your calling, and your calling is not what you're chosen to do. I'm going to help you out real quick because I want to teach you. I want you to understand and realize this, that I am called to preach, but I am chosen to pastor. And while I'm called to preach, I'm chosen to pastor on the way to my destiny. And no matter what sit here in the midst of the sanctuary, understand and realize, can nothing stop my destiny. Can nothing stop my purpose, because I have a passport called my calling. And it's going to allow for me to walk right into into the very thing that God had called me to. I wish I had some help in here. But I understand and realize, this is the thing. If you take a look at purpose, purpose is something that would preserve you even when you have to walk through knuckleheads. And you have to walk past and deal with hard-headed Negroes. You have to deal with people who don't believe in the thing that God has ever showed you. Now, with purpose and the thing that comes with purpose comes vision. You will not have purpose without vision. If there's no vision, the people shall perish. And I want you to understand and realize that you too shall perish if there's no vision. You don't have to have or be a pastor of a church in order for you to have a vision. Because 9 times out of 10, God shows you vision over your own life. How many people know that the problem with some of us is that we're too busy trying to live somebody else's vision when God showed you vision about yourself? But in order for you to step into your purpose according to your vision, you've got to understand the difference between the three. And that is, I have purpose, and I'm called, and I'm chosen to do specific things. Now, I understand and realize that there's some things that are different between calling and what you're chosen to do. And the fact of the matter is that if you're not chosen to do a special work, you're still called. Because what God does is that He calls everybody. Somebody say everybody. He calls everybody into one room and He chooses whom He pleases to do specific work for Him. And that's the reason why there's no room in the church for hateration. Because of the fact that you are not chosen to do something that you wanted to do for somebody else or that somebody else is doing. I want you to understand that if you pay attention to your own calling and you understand the purpose on your life, you ain't got no time to be doing what other people doing. You ain't got no time to be mimicking other people. You ain't got no time to be imitating any other people, because God did not call you to be an imitator. He called you to be original. Look at them and say, I got originality on my life. I'm original, and that's the reason why you can't figure me out. You trying to beat me but can't beat me because I'm original. How many people know it's wonderful and it's nice to get a copy of the original, but you're still not the original. Sometimes you might copyright what I do, but I'm original, baby, and you can't nobody do what God has called me to do. Why? Because I have purpose on my life. And the reason I know that I got purpose on my life is because God showed me the vision. And He showed me that which it is that I'm going to walk into. I feel God. And so you'll find out, people of God, that if I have purpose upon my life, and if I understand how to distinguish my call from what I'm chosen to do alongside of my purpose, then I must understand that it's purpose that's driving me to the place of where I need to be. One philosopher said something that I've noticed, says that my purpose here is my defense mechanism of my existence. And he says, against several reproaches that I have been laid or that have been laid against my plan. In other words, you must understand and realize that purpose is the defense mechanism of your existence. That means that when I wanted to commit suicide, I couldn't do it because it was purpose that shielded me and got me through the place of where I wanted to be. When I wanted to give up, purpose said you will not, because it was a defense mechanism even against yourself. And I want you to understand, people of God, there's something about yourself that you got to learn how to love. How many people know that you got to learn how to love yourself before you step into anything that God has ever called you into? Preach, Francis, I'm a try. And you got to realize and understand, people of God, that if you don't learn how to love you, at the end of the day, if other people don't love you, then you got a problem with you, because you allow for other people to identify you against your own will we call purpose. If you don't love you, then you're going to kill your purpose. But you got to love you in order to walk into your destiny. I have a destination. I wish I could help somebody. Which simply means I have a purpose upon my life. And no matter what my past says, my purpose erases it. Because I got to walk into my future and do what God called me to do. I wish I could help somebody. How about somebody tell them, I know I got to do what I got to do. I know I got to because I got purpose on my life. I got destiny on my life. I got to get it slowed down. I realized something. That purpose now says that you can where you feel you cannot. Purpose now tells me to get dressed on Sunday and put your clothes on Sunday when you feel like I don't want to deal with those people today. Purpose says that I'm going to erase foreclosure. Purpose says I got to give you the money. You ain't here, see, y'all don't understand. Some of y'all sit here and I'm telling you, I'm not preaching any regular ministry or any regular sermon, but this is prophetic. Purpose says that I'm going to erase all of your shortcomings because you got to look good where you're about to go. See, I've got to erase all agony in your mind because I don't need you worried about what used to be while you walk into your tomorrow. Purpose says you got to understand I'm going to keep you in perfect peace. Don't you worry about the marriage. Don't you worry about the relationship. Don't you worry about your people. Don't you worry about the family. I've got to have you to step in to the very thing that you're on your way to. But now here's the problem. The problem is simply this. If I have purpose, why can't I see it? If I have purpose, why am I going through hell? If I have purpose, then why can't I take the 3 steps and stay there and take more? Why in the world do I find myself after taking 2 steps, 10 steps backwards? Why? And it's simply because of one thing. Your call interrupts the people who are in your circle at the present time. Because your call says this is the after effect of what God has called you to after you said yes. Your call says I cannot give up even though somebody insulted me just because somebody said something wrong about me. I've got to be a sponge because my call interrupts every mistake.
Feel free to join us at Mount Zion Baptist Church, located at 1811 Bath Avenue, Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, New York, 11214.
We praise